Up. All right. Hey, Moira. It's very lovely to reconnect with you.
You too,
Obviously, Moira,
Anson.
you used to work at Dehong Shanghai, and you're now in at Dehong Beijing. Do you mind just sharing a bit with us what Dehong Beijing is all about?
Well, yes. The difference between Dehong Shanghai and Dehong Beijing, the main difference, I mean, we are the same group, so we have that same vision and mission, and everything is centered around our core values as well. But we have a kindergarten. So it's really showing that flow through from age 3 to age 18. So when the students are joining the school from, but going into elementary, they're prepared within our vision, mission, core values, and those values shine through in our students all the way through. Also, I mean, I was the founding head of Dehong Shanghai, so I was there from the start. So I've really helped shape the direction the schools have gone in, with the reflection of the needs of our students and how we work as a bilingual school, which is different to an international school. And also in our secondary school, we have Dr. Vicky Liu, and she's been with Dehong since the early days as well. She was working on, again, the language policy, the direction of the school, working very closely with Leslie Mayer, the Director of Education. And she's now joined us in Beijing as well. So you have that talent pool and real knowledge base of what Dehong's all about. We have a fantastic community of educators and people who've really, they've been here since the beginning. So this is the people going into their 6th year. We're still quite a young school, slightly younger than Shanghai, by I think 2 years. So the staff here have stayed and they've really made it that community of educators that are proud to be part of Dehong Beijing.
Amazing. So I guess the Dehong schools, they have a sister school relationship with Dulwich College International School. For those who are unfamiliar with this relationship, do you mind explain what it entails and how it impacts the school's philosophy and any, if any, the teaching approach?
Well, we're all part of VIM, which is something fantastic that, we have different types of schools, but we're all part of the same group. So the relationship, so if you're thinking about joining as a member of staff, we'll talk about that a bit later, about those opportunities of development within the group and professional learning. But we are still student-centred. Students come first. You may have heard that, those of you who are listening to this, a number of times today. And I am testament, after being in the group many years, that is the case. Every decision we make is this right for the students? How will this impact our students and make that positive difference to them? So it's that student-centred, holistic approach that we all work towards, and looking at that evidence-based education. Everything we do is we look at that research. What is the research showing us? We're not just plucking ideas out of the air going, oh, well, I think we'll do this. It's carefully considered decisions and what's right for the students that we have in our schools. And really what we have is working with experts, really thinking about the future of education and how we need to prepare our children to flourish in the world in the future, to make that positive difference.
Cool. And Moira, I guess, so Dehong is a bilingual curriculum. So essentially, what can educators expect when they join Dehong Beijing, and how does this model influence the teaching experience?
It's really exciting because we sort of think, well, what is being taught in Chinese and what is being taught in English, and then how do we actually bring it all together and look at the teaching approaches that we're using to enhance that level of education for our students. It's really what we've been looking at here. And then that ready then at the age of 16 to take on the rigors of the IB. So it's sort of thinking, well, what do they need? Sort of bringing that down for our students and enhancing that language acquisition, both in Chinese and in English. And we look at that inquiry-based approach. For those of you who don't have too much experience with IB education, you might want to look up educators like Julie Stern. She's actually somebody we partnered with, the whole EIM group partnered with, to work on that inquiry-based learning, project-based learning, conceptual-based learning with our students. But then in Dehong group, we actually took that further and worked closer partnership with her within the schools to develop the inquiry. Sorry, I'm putting my glasses on because I did make notes as well, because I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody the full experience and the right information, that if you're thinking about, well, is a Dehong school right for me? Because we are different. Working at Dehong Beijing is something new. Going into a bilingual school is different to going into an international school. Our org chart has to be different. For example, thinking about the subjects and how we bring the two cultures together. And we need really open-minded risk takers, educators who want to make it a difference, but also really want to challenge and develop themselves in doing something new. You're not just taking, if you say come from Australia or America or England, you're not coming in and going, right, well, I know exactly what I'm doing here. It's not like for like, but overseas. This is bilingual. And it's really exciting challenge. And something that for me, it has been this journey that I've personally taken with Dehong has been the most challenging and really made me question everything I thought I knew, but the most rewarding as well. And I've really felt I've been able to develop and flourish as an educator because of Dehong. So it's whether that's the right thing for you. Do you want to really develop? Do you want to challenge yourself in this environment and really thinking about culture? Again, we've been working, we have a live curriculum. So our bilingual, we're always adjusting and it's never static. It's not, well, here's our plans and off we go. It changes unit to unit, it changes, and we update it every year. And it's that reflective practitioner approach that we're looking for in our educators. Also thinking about, we're partnering with a lady called Maria Richards in elementary. She's an expert in talk for writing, and that's going to be an ongoing process that we've committed to for the next 2 years. So we're really reflecting and embedding that into our practice. So, we don't do PL as a tick box exercise at all. And we use CLIL. So that stands for Content, Language, Integrated Learning. So it's that language-rich environment. How are we bringing that into the curriculum for our students and scaffolding that learning? And that is actually now, we pioneered it, and it's now being rolled out across all of the EIM schools, this CLIL approach. So we were pioneers. We're pioneering. So if you want to be pioneering, those listening, then you might want to think about coming and joining us.
And I think I just briefly just saw a question here about teachers who are interested in holistic approach to teaching and mindfulness. I do believe the Dehong school, or even the EIM school, really encapsulates that. Would you agree with that statement?
I absolutely would. I mean, we have so I'm putting my glasses on again, and I'll probably go off script from my notes. It's that well-being. We actually have the whole EIM group. We have our well-being framework. So it's thinking about that holistic approach and developing the whole child. is definitely what we're about there. Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. And like, I think this is a quite important one for anyone looking to start their career or taking the next step in their career. But when they're moving around and things like that, do you mind just highlighting some of the support system in place for international teachers at Dehong Beijing? Like what kind of housing assistance, for example, they might expect, or what kind of language support they can expect as well?
Yeah. I mean, that as soon as we've offered a candidate a job and they've accepted that, the onboarding and the support starts straight away before you set foot in the country. It really is like a 360 support system. So, and I can attest to that for Dehong Beijing HR because I was in Shanghai and I actually took a year out and I've come back. So I've been through the onboarding system again with our HR here very recently. And it's the minute, right, they're sending the information. This is how you need to apply for your visa. This is the support you can give us. They were there. They would replying to me at 10 o'clock at night if I had a question. And sometimes I'd be saying, look, you don't have to answer it right now. And it's that, right, this is what you have to do. Here's where you have to go. All that support from before you enter the country. They book your flight tickets for you. You're met at the airport. You're in the first year, so you're taken to, school housing is provided for you. And that's in a really lovely compound close by that's right near shopping malls, and a lot of the staff live there, very expat friendly, but as well as having the Chinese culture. And then it would be up to you in the second year if you wanted to stay in that apartment or move into somewhere else and take the housing allowance. So you would still be given an allowance further on. But, you arrive, somebody meets you at the airport. You're taken to your apartment. You'll have a beautiful welcome basket of food and a bottle of wine if you like wine, and flowers. I had flowers, and there was kitchen stuff for me. I had bedding. Everything was there for me. It was ready to go. So you've got your home from home, and then they're there taking you to sort your SIM card out for your phone. Get you on WeChat. Well, actually, you'd get on WeChat beforehand, which I don't know if you've heard about WeChat, if you've not been out of China, but you can't live in China without WeChat. Whereas the banking, here's the nearest shopping centre. Do you want to go on an IKEA trip? Let's go and have dinner. So there's all that side of it. And also before you join the country, you'll be buddied up with somebody who's already here. So somebody in your department, or we think, well, that would be a good match for you for all the questions Beijing and China you might have. But then you'd also be in touch with your line manager about all things educational in school. So you have that dual support as well as the support from HR. So, you have a shipping allowance, which is the same for all of the EIM schools. They'll go through all the onboarding systems with you. And of course, then the educational side of onboarding before the rest of the staff come back. So you feel as though you're hitting the ground running, not trying to catch up. Yeah. And language support is much easier in a bilingual school. Because more than half of our staff speak Chinese, and they go out of their way to help you. And we can guide you in the right direction for classes, etc. So it's as much or as little as you would want to take on if you learn Chinese. The majority of the staff, the international staff here, have learned some Chinese, and some are pretty fluent, but I'm not, I'm afraid.
So, yes, I think Moira, there are a lot of questions that are quite specific to the school here. I think it's probably best if we advise people to meet you at your networking room to ask these questions. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look, Moira, we've just got to wrap it up over here, just as we're running slightly over time. So, look, like I said, Moira will be at the networking room just to help anyone who wants to learn more about Dehong Beijing. So we'll let them meet you there.
Yeah, hope to see you soon. Sorry for running over. I get very
No, no.
enthusiastic. It's very close
Thank you
to my
so
heart.
much, Moira. Take care. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye.